Hey, so in this video we're going to talk about the y-intercept of the line, and then we're going to graph an equation using a table. So we're working with linear equations, which include proportional relationships, but are not always proportional, so they don't always have to start at 0. So a y-intercept is that value where the graph crosses the y-axis. With our proportional relationships, that value was always 0. With any other relationship, it's going to be a number. And we're going to write it as a point. So in this case, we're between 8 and 10, which means our y-intercept is 9. So we're going to put it as a point 0, 9. There are times that it will only ask for the value of y, and so you can just say that it's 9. You just need to read the blue under the math Excel to make sure that you're giving the correct answer. So on this first example, we're going to talk about graphing using a table. If you forgot how the substitution property works, then you may want to watch a video where I go through several examples on how to substitute values. I like to make for these a 3-column chart. So x, and then our plugging in, so y equals x plus 3, and then y. Now, when it comes to filling out our table, we get to choose the x values. So it's whatever x values you want to choose. I normally choose at least 1 or 2 to the left, so 1 or 2 negative values, 0, and then 1 or 2 positive values. I'm going to go ahead and just choose just 3 values. You can do as many values as you want, but you do need at least, I would say at least 3, definitely at least 2 to make a line. -2, 0, and 2 are going to be the ones that I choose. And from here, we just plug it in. In fact, that y equals -2, because that's what x is. X is -2, so I'm going to plug it in for x, plus 3. And then I'm going to solve for y. So y is going to equal -2 plus 3, which is 1. And then I'm going to plug in 0. So y equals 0 plus 3. So 0 plus 3 is 3. And then y equals 2 plus 3. And 2 plus 3 is 5. So here are my 3 points. We have the point -2, 1, because it's x, y, 0, 3, and 2, 5. Those are our 3 points from the table. Again, we could choose any x values. I could have chosen -1, 0, 1. I could have chosen -5, 0, 5, or -5, 0, 10. Any points for x, or any values for x, I can choose. And then that determines my y value. So from here, I'm going to plot these points. We're going to go left 2 and up 1. There's my first point. 0, 3, and then 2, 5. So there are my 3 points on the graph. And then the only thing left is to draw through my points and to put arrows, because a line goes on forever and never ends, so you have the arrows at the end. On Math Excel, you just have to take 2 of your points and plot them. I still suggest finding 3 points and making sure that your line goes through that 3rd point. So that's how we graph using a table. The last part of this question asks, well, what is the y-intercept of this graph? So there's multiple ways where we can find this. We can find this on the graph itself, where we cross the y-axis. We can look at our table where x is 0. We can look at our point. That matches what we said, which was 0, y, right? Our y-intercept is 0, y. So our y-intercept for this graph, y-intercept, is 0, 3, or 3, however Math Excel asks for it for that problem. So those are the 2 ways. It's the same thing, but the 2 ways that you can write that answer. In the next video, we're going to practice a couple more finding the y-intercept, and then graphing and finding the y-intercept, and then our last one is answering questions based off of y-intercepts and slopes.